Okay, so FC Barcelona have tied against Rayo Vallecano 1-1 away from home. It's a very unfortunate situation for Barcelona to be in right now because we have lost points very early in the season. But at the same time, at least we lost our points that we were eventually going to lose very early in the season. That's also a really good thing to have because it's good to make these mistakes, to recognize your flaws very early in the season. So as the season goes deeper and deeper and things get more intense, you'll understand how to handle situations like this. You'll know your weaknesses. You'll know your flaws. If we want to fix certain things in this team, you might as well just do it right now. And so what we saw between Barcelona and Rayo Vallecano, I really do think that it was one of the worst performances, if not the worst performance that I have seen under the guidance of Hansi Flick. This Barcelona that we see under Hansi, right? It's a team that is exceptional, a team that knows how to win trophies, a team that is experienced, a team that carries a lot of great youngsters. But at the same time, this is also a team that is going to give out those bad performances like what we saw against Rayo Vallecano today. And it was going to come. It's going to come, right? For every 40 matches, we're going to have one really bad one. And unfortunately, one of them was against Rayo. We wanted to win and get these 3 points, but it just did not happen. Once again, it was one of the worst performances because I saw very little of Yamal. I saw very little of Rafinha. I saw very little of Ferran Torres. Very little of Frankie de Jong as well. Very little of Alejandro Balde. Almost the whole team. The only real player that was actually trying to do something and like really move the game forward revolved around 3 players. I will say 3. I was about to say 2, but 3 players. Number 1 is Pedri because Pedri retained the ball many times. Every play that Barcelona were trying to do as they were trying to go forward, it came through Pedri. Pedri had one of the most touches in this game. Jules Koundé is also the second one, right? Our right back, the one that received the ball a lot, trying to take the ball forward. He looked like Cafu out there once again, making all of these tricks. He was amazing. Jules Koundé, was doing his very best, and especially knowing that you look at the context, right? Yamal offered very little support to Koundé. Yamal tonight was a very bad partner to Koundé. If anything, the only player Koundé could have connected with in this match was Frankie de Jong, and that was basically it. But Yamal was nowhere to be found. He was too high up. I don't know if Flick told Yamal to not go all the way down and support Koundé when Koundé is trying to come out from the back with the ball. But Yamal offered very little support. Yes, sometimes we did see Yamal drop down deep to maybe try and get the ball, try to pressure, but even then he was very weak at that. So at the very least, offensively, offer something and try to accompany Jules Koundé. But Yamal did not do nothing. Koundé did what he could, and he did very decent. And then the last player, I believe that all of you guys know exactly who I'm going to be talking about. That is going to be Joan Garcia. Joan Garcia was the MVP for tonight. That was my man. That was my freaking goalkeeper. Joan Garcia was freaking amazing, making multiple saves. The only reason why Barcelona even came out with 1 point tonight against Rayo was because of Joan Garcia. This was a game that should have ended, maybe I would say, assuming that Barcelona did their job in the first 45 minutes with maybe Olmo scoring, Rafinha scoring. This should have been a game that could have ended 5-3 or 6-3 in favor of Rayo. Because Rayo Vallecano had so many chances. They had so many chances of making it 4-0. I mean, not 4-0, but 4-1, 5-1, 5-2. But Joan Garcia came in last minute, blocked those shots. He was amazing. That is exactly how you spend your money, right? That is exactly how you spend your money. And you pay the players. I'm happy to pay Joan Garcia whatever the 6 to 7 million euros a season because Joan Garcia does his job correctly. Joan Garcia was to me, he is the signing of the summer. I wish I can tell you guys the same thing with Dani Olmo. Back when we signed Dani Olmo back in August. Dani Olmo has been very underwhelming. He was a little underwhelming last season, and this performance that he had, this performance he had against Rayo Vallecano tonight was atrocious. This guy missed a huge opportunity that could have led towards a 2-0 lead, a 3-1 lead. It was there. And, I don't know what's going on, but Rafinha has been underwhelming as well. Right, I'm going to be stepping away from Joan Garcia for just a second because I want to talk about the flaws right now. But overall, I would say that Rafinha has been very underwhelming, and the same thing with Dani Olmo. Those 2 players that Hansi Flick has relied on a lot because he does see Olmo as the main 10 and Rafinha as the main left winger. Sometimes we see the players move in different positions, but overall, Flick does rely on Olmo as a 10, Rafinha on the left. And when we see these 2 players play together, there's not enough chemistry. There's not enough of that firepower. You understand what I'm saying? There's not enough of that punch coming from Olmo and Rafinha together. And that's very alarming because we have spent 60 to 65 million euros on Olmo, and we pay Olmo a good amount of money per year, 9 to 10 million euros a year, and Olmo does not really act like it. With Joan Garcia, this guy is there, bro. He's there, immediate impact. Came in there and look at this performance against Rayo. But with Olmo, we're still waiting. Olmo still kind of acts like he has not really had enough time to play at Barcelona. He looks kind of lost, and he looks very I would also say just uneasy for some reason. Like when he has the ball and he has to like kind of find solutions to uh make it look for the final third pass or try to look for that key pass that eventually leads towards a goal. He just looks too uneasy, too like nervous, and I'm like, dude, like relax. Like you're the one that's supposed to be the ball expert. You're our number 10. Like why are you over here trying to like overthink things and you can't even communicate with your teammates correctly? And what's going on here? So this game should have been won. I would say that if only Rafinha found Ferran Torres, right? Because Rafinha had a moment where he had the ball. All he had to do was make a back pass to Ferran Torres, score the goal. If only Rafinha made that back pass instead of being too selfish, right? Being too selfish in that moment. And if only Olmo scored that goal, that would have led towards a predicament and situation where Rayo Vallecano could have like lowered their confidence and never even experienced those big saves from Joan Garcia in the second half. We could have just made it 3-0 or like 3-1 or something. Have a 2-goal lead at least, at the very least, going into the second half. But no, it was very, very tight. Very tight. We gave Rayo Vallecano the confidence. We saw the fans. I don't know if you guys saw the fans from Rayo Vallecano. They were out there like, vamos, like let's go, like really trying to like amplify the confidence of Rayo Vallecano, believing that they could actually go for the win, and that harmed Barcelona. We were scared out there. We were flat out there, and we had our chances, right? So I don't understand what happened in this game. I really don't. Like, okay, like I'll say one thing. Rayo Vallecano, for some reason, were doing a very good job in the middle of the pitch. They were trying to like really, really suffocate Pedri, Frankie, and Dani Olmo in the middle. And that kind of does explain the reason why one of the defenders, whether it was through Christensen or Eric Garcia or Jules Koundé, were trying to find those long passes to the attack because Barcelona were like, screw this, bro. Like we can't get through the midfield, so we're just gonna do one big fat long ball to either Yamal or Rafinha or to Ferran Torres. We had to skip through the whole midfield because of how much trouble Rayo Vallecano was giving us. I will tell you that, right? It's one of the reasons why we suffered so much. Rayo Vallecano came with a good game plan, not a game plan that I respect, because obviously, like when I look at teams, I want to embrace teams knowing that they're going to want to attack us back, that they're not going to be sitting back and try to play dirty or try to like waste a lot of freaking time, which is something that Rayo do. I mean, like that's their game, whatever, but still, like it was a very annoying game, and it could have gone a lot worse. I would also tell you that we got pretty lucky that the ref made the right call for the foul on Yamal. Everybody has been saying that, oh, it's not a foul, Kevin. Like, you're wrong. Like, Yamal never got touched. But if you look at the replay, and the replay that actually shows you that Yamal got hit, not the replay that they show you on ESPN or wherever you guys see on social media, because there's a lot of different angles to that play where Yamal got hit by one of the defenders. And everybody likes to show that angle with the camera where it shows like the front of the play, and no one shows you from the back of the play. When you look at the back of the play, when Yamal got hit, you will understand that his left foot got tackled. And even when people see that, they say like, oh yeah, it was a small touch and that should have never been a foul, and the player was not the defender, right, of Rayo Vallecano. He wasn't nowhere near the ball. Yamal lost the ball, and then the play happened, and the foul happened, so that should never been a foul. Like, first of all, bro, do you want like the left leg to get like broken? Do you want that so that you can finally maybe have a different conversation and say that, yeah, this is a penalty? Like, do you want to see these legs get broken? Like, how much more hits should a player take to convince you guys? I don't understand that. So to me, it is a foul. And the fact that the ball was nowhere near that play by the time the defender hit Yamal's left leg, it only amplifies the situation even more. That's more of a foul, right? Because why are you still hitting Yamal's left leg knowing that the ball went somewhere else? It's a foul. I'm sorry. So it's a foul, which means that it's a penalty, and that's why it was a very much deserved penalty for Barcelona in this moment. But all in all, disgusting game. I hate this game, and I hope that Barcelona they learn from these situations. I know that Hansi Flick was pissed. I remember seeing Hansi Flick, like I'm looking at this video now. Hansi Flick was pissed knowing that Olmo missed that chance to make it 2-0 before the second half. And Olmo was pissed off too. Hansi Flick is probably going to have a word. And I hope that, when you think about it, I remember when Fermin Lopez started the first game, I think it was against Mallorca this season. Fermin did not have his best game. And ever since then, Fermin Lopez went to the bench. Olmo, in this case, did not have his best game, and I would assume, and I'm going to expect, that Olmo goes to the bench by the time we come back from international break, and we either have maybe Gavi or Fermin Lopez taking on Olmo's position. That's just how it should go. If you have a stinker, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. You're gonna have to be on the bench, and you're gonna have to like wait for your turn. And so right now, it is a good time to recollect ourselves, right? Thank God we're gonna go into international break. I believe the Flick has to have much more of a settled starting 11, because we have experimented too much. We have rotated too much. It's kind of strange to see that Lewandowski has not really played a lot. I know that fatigue has something to say about this, but like, for example, maybe Marc Casado should be given a chance here and there. Like Marc Casado was cooked right now. I don't know if Casado. Don't be surprised. Like if in a few hours or a few days we hear reports about Casado maybe considering a move out, because Casado has really yet to play this season, and Casado did phenomenal last season. So why is he not getting any minutes? Why is he not coming in for Frankie de Jong? We should see that, Casado and Pedri. And I know that he played like one game, but like in that one game he played like what, like 50 minutes. That's basically it. We have never seen him again. But that's basically it, right? Like, it's just a disgusting game. Nothing really more to say. I can already see a lot of people on the accounts stating that, oh yeah, that should have never been a penalty, that the ref admitted that he made a mistake and whatever. Like, no, bro. Like, that was a penalty. I don't know. Like, what else do you want? Do you want to see Yamal's leg to get broken for it to be considered a penalty? No, bro. Like, get out of here. It's done. Bad game. Very little that Yamal, Ferran and Rafinha had to offer. Very underwhelming, and I expect much better. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.